National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority with us this morning, and also accompanying us is Austin Way. He's Director of Research and Statistics at the NAFAA, and they're here with me this morning. Good morning to the both of you, and thanks for taking time off your busy schedule to be here.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good. First time at ELBC?
No.
Oh, okay. Been here before.
Severally.
Okay, so our discussion focuses this morning on this much talk about Senegalese cooperation between your organization and the authorities in Senegal for the exploration of our fisheries, of our fisheries industry here in Liberia. So let's start off by asking you, when did this all start, and how did this develop into what we have today as a technical cooperation framework?
Okay, this agreement has been in a working process since the previous administration, but at the time they did not conclude the agreement, but they went as far as reaching the final stage of the agreement. So with the ascendancy of this new government, we received communications, and there was exchange through the foreign ministry, communication exchange between Liberia Foreign Ministry and their foreign ministry for this cooperation. So since last year, we have been working closely with them. We sent our technical team to Senegal, and then they also came here. They were here when November. They were here sometime.
You need to come closer to the mic if you want to participate.
In January.
No, then the last time they came was, I think, 2 weeks ago. Okay, the agreement was signed January 22nd. Okay, they left here January 19th. So they were here early this month. They came January 16th here, to be precise, to conclude the technical aspect of the agreement. And that was published by my communications team that, the Senegalese has come with their business community. So the agreement is actually a public-private engagement. It's not as if the government of Senegal has paid for licenses. No, it's just an agreement framework. This is not a contract agreement. It's an agreement framework in wherein the protocol, using a protocol, there will be license based on merits under certain conditions,
Okay.
on an individual basis. So the blind perception or the misleading information or the falsehood that you have Senegalese that they have already put the kingdoms on their head and they are just on their way walking, they're on their way walking to Liberia is a big lie. In fact, because of this information that has been spread, I was in communications with the Ministry of Senegal Fisheries. They say they've not even had up to 10 persons that have shown interest. I'm telling you, as of this morning, they've not even had up to 10 persons that have shown interest, because what this protocol provides is that their business community can go through them to reach us, and they are protected under this framework. So you don't want to come and do investment and you don't have a good business environment. That is what this framework does. You don't want to come and harvest fish and you cannot be protected. So it's just a cooperation. It's not a contract. It doesn't need to go to legislation. It's in the purview of the executive. We are not giving anything out. If they do not come to apply, we cannot give them the license. If they don't merit it, we cannot give them the license. And if they violate, we can withdraw the license. There is nothing absolutely new to this agreement. The only thing I will say is that we were in the final stage of completing the diplomatic protocol, and we could not just go ahead and say, oh, the government has already responded to this. I came back from Senegal like the 25th. Our president's speech was the 28th. I mean, are you trying to tell me within 3 days we're going to run with this so fast? So this is not a scam. It can never be a scam. It's not something that it was in the dark. If you go to my Facebook page, you go to our website, you will see that there was published a publication of that Liberia-Senegal partnership. And then I want to throw light on it before I dive into different benefits that this agreement has. Is that this is a cooperation with Cape Verde, the same cooperation with Cape Verde they say cooperation with Guinea-Bissau, Gambia, Gabon, Mauritania, and when I spoke with the ministry this morning, they're about to sign another one with Guinea-Conakry. So what they are doing is that if they decide wherever their citizens decide to do fishing, and they see that it's a productive fishing ground, they will be protected by this agreement. And Liberia can also go to Libya or any other country that their citizens have seen business opportunities to make certain framework cooperation that their citizens will be protected. Sabon. It's not more than that. So the people we can even if nobody apply for license, nobody get license the entire year.
So now let's go through the nitty-gritty of this technical cooperation agreement that you got. The first
framework.
The framework. Okay. The first thing first is, what is it?
Okay, so it's a cooperation framework that covers all the different aspects of the fishing sector. And then it covers the small scale, it covers the industrial, it covers the aquaculture, it covers establishment of fish processing facility through joint ventures, it covers international trade, it covers exchange of information, it covers regional collaboration in terms of research, joint monitoring patrols, and it covers all aspects of it.
Okay.
And then the sticky issue about the 300 canoes, to be precise, because I brought the agreement with me because I'm going, and then while I'm very happy that it has raised this alarm, because I will provide the same clarity to the house will have to read this framework. There's no money at all in this framework. If they don't come, you can't get license, you can't get money, no commitment in this something. And maybe after they have read it, then they will see that it even stands to benefit Liberia, because we don't even have a fishing market yet at the moment. All you have is just subsistence canoes. You got about 4,000 subsistence canoe, people fishing with bucket of fish. It's not sustainable. You don't have no preservation techniques to preserve the fish, none of it. I mean, we are still in a zero stage when it comes to fishing.
And how much do these canoes, just for the sake of it, pay you for licenses, all for
3,200
Liberian dollars?
Liberian dollar.
Okay.
I mean, they're not too serious. I keep on wondering. I just don't understand. Sometimes I get kind of frustrated.
Do we have a big fishing trawlers in our waters that are licensed by us?
Yeah, and guess how many?
How many? Four big. Four big ones.
Four trawlers, and not big. What's the gross tonnage?
The gross trawlers are around 250.
250. That's the smallest size. And when you talking Liberia, not one of the serious fishing zones here, it's not that we're trying to market our fishing area.
And how much?
You wanna get 4 trawlers here, and then that thing that what you talking about, that's why I brought the protocol and everything, because that get canoe, paddling canoe, and they have precondition sets that all their stocks, according to I will read the articles and everything. I will leave the paper with you, because right now I'm at the stage of even sharing it with everybody, because I don't care. Because if we don't sign it, we still don't benefit anything. You sign it. I mean, it's just, I feel this is it's rather an opportunity, seriously.
I mean, some of the things.
So you were asking me something concerning.
I was asking you what was some of the main sticky issues there.
That the main sticky issue is the 300 kilos.
And so the agreement is, if they come, fine. In over a 5-year period, I understand.
Over a 5-year period, and if we have available stocks.
Okay.
So that means fisheries management is based on your stock assessment.
And what is our present stock now?
So for our stocks, we have rural types.
Yeah, let's aggregate them.
If we aggregate our stocks, considering all the fisheries like the demersal, the small pelagic, the large pelagic, we are almost around 130 metric tons, which is like the biological MSY. Yeah. So if you look at the biomass itself, is around 180. So that means the total allowable catch now will be around 130,000 metric tons.
130,000.
Which you are not even close to harvesting that particular one.
We are currently harvesting only 16,000 metric tons. Okay, so
And how much do we consume as today?
54,000 metric tons.
So
now you see the kind of
the
deficit is so big.
The 33,000
metric tons.
It has to be imported.
In fact, we importing 44,300 metric tons.
Because our 4,000 kilos simply cannot provide the market.
It cannot provide the market. It cannot provide the market. Seriously. And then out of the 4,000, you have 624 Fantin kilos.
Okay. 624 Fantin kilos.
And all of them are foreign vessels. And they're all competing for the fish stocks, and they are barely paying to us.
And how do we what's the point here is my question is how our waters being protected in terms of ensuring that
ensuring that
we don't lose out to illegal fishing in our waters.
Oh well, some regulatory framework is what we're doing now. We started partnering with the local community to manage the fisheries stocks, because except they have certain ownership, they will not feel obligated to manage it. And then as a government, we now delegate the certain functions to them to prosecute minor fisheries violation and infractions. And then we give them certain percentage of the licenses fee to maintain their leadership. It's called taking fisheries to the community. We just was successful to set up that governance structure in how they can call it Monserrado. We are furnishing the headquarters right here in ELW Beach, right? Kingrave Beach. And then we intend that so they will be inducted into office. We have signed a constitution and MOU and everything. So this is how we intend to manage it. And we also have a patrol vessel coming from the UK.
Okay. Who's going to control that patrol vessel?
That's the Ministry of Defense.
Oh, the Ministry of Defense.
It's a fisheries patrol vessel. It was donated by the UK government.
Okay.
So we will be receiving it at the end of March. I think it's on our way coming now. So we are already doing the registration. The maritime is doing the registration. Everything that will be used to control our waters is going to be supported by the World Bank. But I want to throw some lights on certain sticker issues.
Let's go ahead.
I want to use this opportunity to do so. Okay, I have highlighted some time and thematic areas where we as a country stand to benefit. Okay, so I will start talking about the actions and the benefits and the current trend. So all the artisanal fishers must learn the catch on Liberia local market. Let me look at the preconditions here in Article 3. Article 3.
The artisanal fishery simply means that those small canoes must come and put their and sell their produce here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So can you find which part of this article? So according to this agreement, all the fishing canoes must lend 100%
of their harvest
in Liberia. This is the agreement. You can see that this is authentic because it's a photocopy that has already been signed by the government. So it's not like a make-up story, right?
Sure.
You can see the signature of the Ministry of Senegal. Okay, so this is the document. So he will pull out the document, and I will present it to the legislature so they can read it. It's no problem. It's an open document. There's no secret in it. It's actually a framework. There's not a contract agreement. It's nothing binding. If they don't come, we don't give license, period. So according to this agreement, they will be mandated to lend a catch here.
Okay. The smaller canoes.
Yes, and then we also provided that the sole distributorship of the fish lender will be only our Liberian fishmongers.
Okay.
So in that way, they are also protected. So if the Senegalese come and harvest, then our fishmongers will buy it, and then they will also be managed by the. They will also be managed by the co-management. So, for example, in Maryland County, if you have a co-management association, even you have a local fishing leadership there, definitely they will have to be managed by the local fishermen. It's just that they will be given the same treatment as other Liberians. The same thing we give to the Fantin Kinos. The same thing we give to the Ivorian Kinos. I won't tell you something for free. You know how many other new Kinos that are there? They're already not prepared to pour on the water. When we send our team to Maryland County, The people have already brought more than 100 already fishing illegally. Do you prefer that? Do we prefer that? The 300 in 5 years it constitutes less than 10% of what we already got fishing. The last time I arrested some immigrant fishermen cooking to pay for them, Honorable Solomon Judge. The people already doing serious fishing while we are losing. So this is not new. I really understand that they want to politicize this thing, because if they did not want to politicize, they will come and understand it.
Let's continue the benefits.
I will go to Article 10.2.
Yeah.
In a case of artisanal canoes, all catches shall be landed in Liberia.
Okay.
This is what the agreement says.
Okay.
In the case of artisanal canoes, all catches shall be landed in Liberia. That's the agreement here. This is what this agreement says. And we also have semi-industrial.
Okay.
A semi-industrial, I think that they see 40 horsepower or 60 horsepower. The same thing that the Fantin people ain't doing. The 624 Fantin that already here. And the Fantis, how they can call it, they don't even lend a cash here, as far as I know. But this, under this protocol, you will lend 40% of your cash here, and then you'll be able to export the other one. You will also pay the fees for the export.
Okay.
So that means that all your, according to the agreement, can you pull out the areas where they say all the catches must be landed? That means that you will first fish it and let us know exactly how much you have gotten from the water.
Yeah, okay.
And then out of that, so if you are managed by a community fishing program, okay, or leadership structure, and they know that you are going to fishing and you don't return, what they will do, they will send a signal to us, which is who is the competent government authority. Now we will also communicate with their ministry, because they're supposed to be doing responsible fishing. Okay. This is the protocol. So if they do illegal fishing, yeah, who who bears the weight? The Ministry of Fisheries in Senegal.
Yeah.
So they will be doing responsible fishing because they are representing, they're coming through the government. But it's not the government paying them, paying for it. It's the business people, the business. So it's a public-private engagement. They might decide not to come. As I told you, they say they have not even received 10 applications yet. The thing that they say, the people on their way, they just get a kino, they walk in to come. This is the agreement here, and these are all the things. So they will merit license, and the license, people apply for licenses every year. Every year they apply for licenses. So I will talk about food security, job creation, and I will go directly to the benefit for the artisanal fishermen.
Okay.
In terms of food security, I've also emphasized that all the artisanal canoes will land here, and 40% of the semi-industrial will land the catches here. That is if they come. 60% will be exported, and they will be paying export fees, and due to the lack of market in Liberia, because we don't have market for certain of these species, apart from the grunter and the snapper that has already been overfished, people, they caught some Sierra Leonean fishing illegally for sea cucumbers. People fishing for sea cucumbers, people fishing for octopus. We get too much octopus here that we don't eat. In fact, the 4 trawlers that own our waters, they say that they catch octopus as bycatch or large. So we want to try to see if we can open our octopus fisheries. Okay, so they will be fishing those fish that we don't have market for. They will be able to export it. Then we can be able to get foreign earnings. This is just my goal. But I know I left, and now I'm kind of very frustrated. And I just say, I'm maybe at the point of saying we should not even go into this agreement, because we benefit for the agreement more than even the people. And I keep on thinking, do we rather allow our water to be vulnerable where people will come and steal our resources, or on a sustainable manner, we license some vessels based on what our stocks and get money for it? That is just the rationale inside it. No sticker issue. But currently we have 11,000 Liberian fishermen, 4,000 canoes, 644 foreign Fantin motorized boats. But yet our production is only 16,000 metric tons. So if you don't produce a lot of fish, there's no demand for processing facilities, because what will you be processing? You take a whole year to produce 16,000 tons. Let me tell you the truth. I follow up from the Minister of Finance. We have received investors from Mauritania and other countries, but they cannot invest the money here because our fish production is very low. In fact, the last time some Chinese also tried the same thing and they left. True? They thought of going to the local fishermen to buy the catch so they can be able to do exports. But that has not worked because the production is low. They don't have the capacity to do the fishing. But you know that we as a country, we are challenged. We don't have money to just automatically invest in the fisheries industry. So one would think, like looking at Mauritania model, you use your fish to build your foreign exchange. The proceeds you get from that you can use to build the fishing sector and empower the local fishermen. But nevertheless, we have written to Japan. Japan said, I think Japan were here 3 times. They say they want to build a fishing port in Bikano, and then they have encouraged Yamaha to come to Liberia. So these bilateral cooperations, if you don't go through diplomatic channels, serious business firms will not be able to come. So if we had not engaged Japanese ministry, we are not going to be able to get in touch with Yamaha. Yamaha can only go to countries where the country has diplomatic relations. Okay. If you don't have diplomatic relations, and that's the same thing. So if Senegal does not have a diplomatic relations here, none of the Senegalese investors will really come and establish any fish processing facility or anything. And in the same protocol, it says that if you must have a fish processing facility here, Liberians must have 40% in ownership in it. So that means that you cannot sell out. You cannot sell it out. Yeah. So Liberians will have 40% ownership in any, if it can be cold storage, processing facility, fishing port, whatever they come and invest in, or hatchery, Liberia must have 40%. So these are areas that Liberia tend to benefit in this agreement. That is if they see Liberia as a conducive area to do business. Because nobody wants to do a business in a country that is not stable. You have to present yourself to be stable before somebody want to come and invest their money here.
So let's continue with the benefits.
Another thing is that as it relates to food security, we will have more food available on the local markets. More fish, fresh fish, and it will reduce our importation. As you can see, our production is low. Yeah. So if you have more artisanal vessels, they will produce more fish, and then we'll have fish on the local market at a reduced price. And one thing I just want to clarify to the public is that 300 vessels will not be licensed at once. If the people come, if they merit it, we'll license. We just, the agreement just say in a period of 5 years, we're not licensing more than that. But as I'm speaking to you, we have 4,000. And 6,200 is for the Fontaine canoes. Okay, so according to USA report, Liberia suffer from 40% of the country is faced with food insecurity because of the inadequate protein consumption. So you can see, because we don't have a lot of fish, we are faced with food insecurity. So per capita fish consumption for Liberia is 5 kg in 2012, where the minimum across the world, the global minimum is 22 kg. Where in the Sub-Saharan is 17 kg. So you can see that we are not sufficiently having the full diet. So according to this USA report, USA 2013, we have more intake of cereal and less intake of protein. So if the people are fishing and learning here, and the fishmongers are the ones that will be buying it, which we are also protecting them in a way, won't they be selling fish available on the market? It will be cheaper, and they are not bringing bigger canoes, because this protocol will be under the confines of our fisheries regulation. So whatever according to our law, whatever is artisanal canoe, this is what will come here.
Okay.
So in our law, artisanal canoe 50 meters and 40 power outboard
it's 15 meters long and below 40 horsepower.
And below 40 horsepower. That is that is the canoes.
Okay.
Yes. So in that, they must meet that criteria. That is precondition 1. If you don't meet that criteria, you cannot be licensed as artisanal boats, and you cannot fish in our 6 nautical miles zone. So there are preconditions already set.
And also there are gear specifications.
And there are the fishing specification. We use mosquito net and all kind of net, but these people, they will use the rifle fishing gears to fishing. They will not just come with their own fishing to come fish, and it will be regulated by the same fishing community.
One of the concerns of the critics of this framework is that they will finish our fish.
That's why I said
how much do we estimate scientifically that over a 5-year period could be harvested from our waters?
15,000 tons. Not even 15,000 metric tons.
No, just 15,000.
According to what we will give these people, we said we will give them 50 tons per year for one vessel, for one canoe. Okay. 50 tons. In fact, let me tell you the truth. My target here is not really the artisanal. My target is attracting the industrial component of this place. We have industrial boats. These are tuna boats. And this agreement provides 30 tuna boats. This is why I was encouraging the government to sign it. We already have an agreement with EU. EU have 33 tuna boats. We don't have a lot of tuna industrial boats on our waters.
And if we get
because of this tuna vessels here, that was my target on this thing. But if people say we cannot sign agreement with all, including our artisanal sector, that is why the artisanal people. But our whole target here is the industrial boats that will be fishing in the 200 nautical miles.
If we get the tuna boats,
we will increase 50% in revenue automatically.
Give me a ballpark. So
right now we are generating fisheries contribute 31.1 to national budget. That's a joke. Across the region, the fisheries sector is underperforming. Ghana contributes 1 billion. In fact, Ghana is doing processing. Recently, I talked to Honorable Money Captain, and he was even telling me about some people in Ghana that is doing canning of fish, and he said, oh, apparently we will take a trip to Ghana to see how Ghana is advanced in fisheries, how they are doing serious commercialization, how they are canning fish for export. We haven't even reached to that level because our production is very, very low.
Let's come back to this thing about the 30 tuna boats you're talking about. If we manage to get them functional in our 200 nautical miles water, what do we estimate to get in terms of revenue flow per annum?
Okay, we will get at least $2 million from the
every year.
Every year. Okay. EU has the same agreement. EU gave us 600,000, and I was signed under the former administration.
Now under this
agreement, they will pay us $2 million. Okay. And this is actually my target.
And one other thing is the tuna like we're discussing, they are managed by the international organization, which is the International Commission for the Conservation of Atlantic Tuna.
Yes.
Okay. So they do all the stock assessment, and they give you your quota, and it tells you that okay, you can fish this quota. So what is happening is for us, we as a country we are doing access agreement. So we have the right to register even more than 200 tuna vessels.
And because the quota they have given us, we have not even used 1%.
So what is our current stock of tuna?
Tuna is a highly migratory species.
Yes.
Okay, so what they do is they do Atlantic stock assessment. So it's not
and they give each country a certain quota that they can manage or they can sell out.
So what is our quota presently?
Presently, what we do is we are dealing with the minimum quota for all countries that don't have flag tuna vessels. Because for Liberia now we don't have flag tuna vessels. So what we're doing now is we are attracting people to come and flag the vessels. While we are also doing that, we are doing what we call access agreement, like what we have with the EU. And under this agreement also for the 30 vessels, we'll be doing access agreement because the vessels are flagged to Senegal. So they will be using Senegal quota and not our quota.
Okay.
Yes. So that's how it looks
How
like.
advantageous is it? Is it disadvantageous or advantageous to
But
use,
you're getting more.
Senegalese quota as compared to our quota?
No, we don't have flag vessels.
Okay. Sure, we don't have flag vessels.
So
but
any vessel that come here, they will use their country quota.
Okay.
EU that fishing here, they're using EU quota.
Okay.
Any vessel that come here, they use their country's quota because we don't have. So we can still license until our maritime registry start flagging Liberian vessel. Then we start using our own quota. So we are using. Okay, so because that species is highly migratory, one tuna boat can have licenses in 10 countries.
Okay.
10. Because you might come to Liberia this year and you will not be able to harvest.
Okay.
Then you go to it's like you're running behind a species. You run to Sierra Leone, and maybe it has gone to Sierra Leone. Then you fish in Sierra Leone because if you see that the school of fish has gone to Sierra Leone, and you go fish there with all Sierra Leonean license, it's become a crime. So most of the time, these industrial ships they get licensed along the coast, and that is what we are marketing. Myself, I'm even going to Morocco and Paris to see how I can attract more tuna industrial ships. The only thing I brought the thing here is that the Senegalese say they cannot do an agreement that will not include the artisanal at all. And then we say, okay, if you have to include your artisanal, they must be learning here. And even at that, we will not register more than this amount in 5 years. And after the first year, the agreement is subject, we can terminate it.
Okay.
There's a provision for us to terminate the agreement. It's also in this.
We have a provision of termination.
Yeah.
We also have a provision that says 3.9, Article 39 says for the first year of the protocol, the total number of vessels indicated in Article 5 shall not be obligated to apply for license. So that means even the 300 vessels,
If they don't apply for license, we do not get. They are not
and even if
obligated.
they apply for license, what we do our due diligence, we do our vetting to know whether these vessels they are not on what we call the IU listing, the legal, unreported, and regulated listing, before we even license them. And they comply with our regulations and our gear specifications in our regulations.
If it like this, you not even sign the agreement. It doesn't change anything. It just remains. We will just remain where we are for a very long time. Because all we're trying to do is to create a business environment that people can come and harvest fish stocks that we are not using. We don't have market for tuna. We don't have market for octopus. We don't have market. We even engaged the EU to bring some shrimpers here. They said no. People cannot fish in an environment that is not conducive. Period. So we are the ones that are going out there looking for people to come into our sector. Let here, this agreement that they have signed with us, they have signed it with 5 other countries. But next month they're signing the same thing with Guinea Conakry. Because fish stocks are highly migratory. You have to run after them. So that means that if they can't, it's not here for this season, they will have to go to other countries where they can get license and be able to do it. So it's no big deal. No 300% coming automatic here. In fact, in the whole agreement, if it's signed, Liberia can also say, we don't want to work with artisanal fishermen. We only want to do this other portion. No problem.
Part of the concerns about all of the different things you read on social media and talk on the street corners is that, oh, Senegal has not managed well its fish resources. So why do we go to them for these kinds of technical framework? How would you respond to that?
Senegal, I will agree with you that Senegal fish stocks has been depleted because it has been heavily used. But I will not agree with you that Senegal does not have any fish because EU just signed agreement with Senegal. How can you say Senegal you get fish where EU just go and sign another tuna agreement with Senegal just as EU has come here to sign an agreement with us? I just think that they are just exploring other fishing zones, and that's what a fisherman will do. A fisherman will just go and explore other fishing zones. Maybe you have fish here for a long time, you're not getting the amount that you want to get. You go to other fishing zones to see if you can harvest more. That's what a fisherman practically always go after, where you have a lot of fish production. That is it. But even at that, the people producing 300 metric tons of fish a year, with the BBC say, go look at the report for last year. They produced 300,000 metric tons of fish.
In terms of training, how does the agreement help our
It helps us with exchange of information, especially in the field of aquaculture.
Okay.
Our aquaculture is at its infant stage. our aquaculture is just we just produce 40 tons from aquaculture, and look at the deficit. The deficit is 33,000 tons, and we are just producing 40 tons. Aquaculture is a alternative means on which you can reduce the dependency on the live fisheries. That is why you have aquaculture. So maybe it's like another management tool. Like maybe you have harvest a lot of certain fish stocks, you turn to aquaculture to produce more fish so that you can allow that fish stocks to recruit, and then you start using your aquaculture fish. Okay, so we don't have hatcheries here. We are importing fingerlings from Ivory Coast. We are importing feed from Ivory Coast on a sustainable manner. So what we will do is that if a private investor from Senegal sees this as a business opportunity within the confines of this framework, he will join with a local Liberian. Then the local Liberian will have 40%, the national and the Liberian will have 40% ownership in that joint venture, and then it will be outsourced through public-private partnership. This is how we intend. So it's just a private-public engagement. We're just encouraging the fishing business community of Senegal to come and explore other business opportunities in our country in a sustainable manner. So apart from the small scale, you have the industrial. And another benefit for the Liberian fishermen is that no industrial vessel is registered without being represented by a local agent or agency. So even at that, in case Senegal decide to come with a vessel, they will have to look for one of the local agencies here that they will be represented by before we're getting licensed. So the one says it's not automatic, they have to meet up with all the preconditions set as it is stipulated in this agreement.
Article 4.1c.
Article 4.1c, it reads, all vessel companies under this protocol shall be represented by a local agent or agency. This is the agreement.
So the local agency benefits as well?
Yes. The local agent, you know, let me tell you, since yesterday, I've been so stressed out. Some people call me and say, Emma, you're stronger than that. I say, I think I just want us to give up this agreement. Because I think we stand to benefit. I don't know why I will consciously go and work on a document that will not favor my country. And besides, we have not gotten 1 cent. That's why I said this is just a free work. If the people don't come, we will not get money. And people only come to do business in countries that have diplomatic relations because they need to protect their citizens. Any of the citizens that want to come and do business, I think the American embassy does the same. Bob Johnson been trying to come here. He said he had to get approval from where? OPIC. OPIC.
Yeah.
So if they have to come here, they must come through our relation or cooperation framework that will protect them. Japan and Yamaha wanted to come here, they had to go through the Japanese government. So serious business partners that want to invest in your country, they're not going to come single-handedly as an individual. They will have to pass through the channels. Because if they invest certain money in your country, they need that money to be protected. And that is the only thing this agreement speaks to. That's all. So the people can decide not to come because they don't see Liberia as conducive for any business, and it left with me, we should forget about the agreement. In fact, the place where I reach now, I think we can go ahead and cancel it. It's no problem. And still allow the fishermen to do that one bucket of fish something, and still allow the Ivorian and the Sierra Leonean and the Ghanaians to come and harvest when they're ready, they pay, they're ready. The 624 foreign boats are talking about, they're not all paying. How much they paying? 10,000. And all the money, 10,000 labor day, yeah. All the money, all the fish they're making, all of it is exported.
But why are you people allowing them to export the fish?
Oh, because that was the trend. This is what I meant. Okay. It's not that we're trying to put some system in place. This is what has been happening previously. No. And for the same thing that Kinu people fishing for, the people say they will pay 1,500 US for it. They see 10,000. Yeah. In the capacity of the 10,000, they say they will pay 1,500 for it. Just now, in fact, we have already increased our licensing fee for some information people don't know. We don't allow people to come and license for 10,000 liberty again because the fish is expensive, and you keep on you want to pay patents for the fish. I tell you for free, I bought one NAFAA. Even as a director general, I bought NAFAA from West Point for how much? 125 US. Just one time they go there, 125 US. I bought one NAFAA. And when they come in, they come with a whole something fourth of NAFAA. And sometimes to even get the money is not easy. So right now we are developing some revenue generation strategies to see how we can make sure that these people pay our money. That is all. Nothing else. So as I told you, 708 jobs will be created if this agreement
comes into full bloom. Yeah, okay.
708 jobs will be created, both for the seamen. The seamen will be deployed on all the fishing vessels, all the tuna vessels. That in this agreement, all the tuna vessels, look for the provision that says the tuna seamen. All the seamen will be deployed on these tuna vessels. All our seamen will be able to get job. We will be protecting through like local agency. The fishmonger will have sole distributorship rights. And then another thing, as social corporate responsibilities from the tuna, the industrial, they will be doing special fishing projects in respective fishing communities. So wherever you have, maybe let's say we send 5, for example now, we send 5 Senegalese to Maryland to go fishing there. Where they will be fishing, we will do maybe a storage or a landing jetty or a some special fishing projects
that helps the local community.
That helps the local community.
The local fishing community. Yeah.
Can you go to the area where it talks about the social, the CSR? So there's also CSR. So we're not just giving fishing rights without doing. The EU get their own social corporate responsibility stuff that they give us. That is 50% of what the tuna people pay.
Okay.
And it's not, I would not want to discredit them, but that's their own social something. It comes in support to the entity, and it's just 300,000 for 33 industrial ships, and these people will be paying, I don't know, say
2 million.
2 million. 2 million. And let me tell you, Guinea get over 400 tuna vessels. 400. Even Ivory Coast get more tuna vessels. They think that they're canoe. We're not even getting for the canoe. My whole focus is not the canoe. My whole focus is to make the fishery sector industrialize the sector.
We already have 4,000 canoes and they're not even doing anything.
They're not doing nothing. And you still importing fish.
33,000 metric tons.
No, our last import was 44,300 metric tons.
So have the corporate social responsibility on Article 7.
Article 7. 10% of the total access fee will be added as corporate social responsibility to access fee. Such funds shall be accounted by the Liberia through the annual report of the Joint Committee. So this money, this is what will be used to develop the so we as a government will not tell you, you will not come and tell us what you want to build here. We will tell you that this is what I want us to build with the money that you will give us.